Hello. Hi, guys. There's a lot going on in Sierra Leone right now. There's a lot in the media. And, as usual, I can look for calm from time to time for help when I analyze and think critically for what's they go on in our country. We get an issue in a salon. And, well, I think it's multiple issues. But people are struggling to make sense of it. Yesterday, there was an investigative report, and the report talks about properties owned in the Gambia that are allegedly owned by family members of the First Lady.
Hey guys, hello and welcome to Salon News Daily. If it's not the first time you come across the channel, please no make come your last. We kindly ask that you go subscribe to the channel so that anytime we get updates them of the nature they are, you go be one of the first people that we go be notified. And if you're not returning subscriber, we want to say plenty thank you for always tuning in for watch and listen to we. We kindly ask that you go share we video them as part of the way we go support we. Plenty thank you we do so, and may God bless you. Inside this particular update, make we take a listen to Vickie Remeo, who's in try for breakdown the current situation between the Koidu holdings and the First Lady, and also some issue that we get for do with some property them we allegedly belong to the First Lady and in family. Stay tuned and listen.
And in response, the First Lady has said that, first of all, she says that it's shoddy journalism, and she says that on her Facebook page, she says just going around taking photos of houses and then claiming that they belong to someone without having like the deeds, the actual property rights. Information is shoddy journalism, and she believes that this is an attempt at blackmail by the people at Koidu. Allegedly, this is the connection she's making. So one thing I want to address actually is this the miners' strike in Koidu, which happened in March, and the First Lady's involvement and where that leaves us. So I think one of the core issues here is that a lot of people are asking, what is the role of the First Lady? Not this specifically First Lady, but in a country like ours, what is the role of a First Lady? Now, Sierra Leone doesn't really, most of the offices in Sierra Leone, there's an act that establishes them in Parliament. I don't believe there's any act that officially established the office of the First Lady in Sierra Leone. We've always had a First Lady, but there's never really been a role, like there's no official role for the First Lady. The current First Lady has championed a lot of causes in Sierra Leone, most importantly girls and women. She's been an amazing champion for girls and women in Sierra Leone in a way that we've never seen before. And so we're used to her championing causes, and her success rate is high, and she's a very, very powerful woman. She's a very powerful woman. And so in March, when I actually hadn't even heard about the strike in March in Koidu until the First Lady got involved. And I know that I don't know all the issues, but one thing that I do know is that this is about workers' rights and the conditions that workers are working at this company. Now, I don't know the specifics of this particular issue at Koidu, but what I can tell you and what everybody knows is that when our government is going to bring in or attract foreign direct investors, within Kinde, bio them for letting can invest in a salon. Then can give them boku, which we can call like kickbacks as a way of coaxing them to come to Sierra Leone. And a lot of times, then they allow them for do things that we can violate we own laws them. And many of those times, including like tax breaks, then go tell them, say, okay, we don't need for pay tax for 30 years, we don't need for pay tax for 25 years, etc., etc., etc. Like they can put conditions then very, very low for make the investment attractive. What you need for nobody mining sector in general, and only talk about the specific one, is conditions of labor now mining companies then across the world very, very bad. And conditions of service very, very bad. But the reality is that conditions of service na salon bad across the board, not to just the mining sector, and not to just na this one company. Actually, the largest employer na salon, na the government of salon, and na the government of salon na get the worst condition of service na the country. And also na the government of salon, they set the condition of service for all the workers them, na the private sector and the public sector. Now government of salon, they decide waiting a minimum wage. Now government of salon, they decide waiting whose kind benefits you forget. So the conditions of service where the company them, foreign companies or any company in a salon gets, now the government of salon, they allow them for be waiting it be. If government say minimum wage na $50 per month, that means say illegal for make any company in a salon employ anybody for $50 a month. Government of salon assist on side and say, oh, the mining company now they give people them toilets. Government of salon get office that we not get toilets, not get running water. Government of salon get school them, we not get running water. So you expect, say, conditions of service where governments not get for in own citizen. You think, say, foreigner go come do better past government? Where the one then are governments where they set the standard, then set on so low. So a lot of times, like, me not the kind of person where, like, I not like scapegoating. I not like scapegoating. Like, I not like scapegoating. Some people that like for one forget this like very one-dimensional perspective for say, oh, then foreigner there so then come. They don't can't take all we country money, they don't want to pay people their money, and then come out. Now we country, we governments, now then go big them for can invest now we country. Now we governments they make foreign investors then come. Now then they sign the conditions. If the conditions of service so poor na the place, what's in the Ministry of Labor they do about that? What's in the Ministry of Labor they do? Now they work. What's in make them know they investigate across all the mining companies there for see what's in workers then they go through. Where we teachers them been strike for better pay, what's in governments do? They not even arrest some. I remember one being go AYV for go do interview. Then one a representative, government, police go arrest them. Where teachers them na salon, where employed by the government of salon they protest. Where was your outrage? All of you who are now so concerned about Koidu, where was your outrage for the teachers? Where the doctors then a salon, where the doctor then a salon, the junior doctors then they make less than me nani na Ghana. We not go school. The doctors then a salon, medical doctor, we don't go medical school. They earn less than me nani. We not done secondary school where they take care of me picking at Ghana. Also bossa the bossa for make a show and say the conditions of service. If we are really being honest, like let nobody no can pretend like for say the worst conditions of service, right? The worst conditions of service. Oh, these foreigners are so bad, they're so wicked. The worst employer in Sierra Leone is the government of Sierra Leone. And it's so bad. Where the doctor then they protest in a salon for better conditions. You know what they do there? Then they withhold them pay. Then they refuse for promote them. Then they slander them. You know, almost doctor, the young doctor that we don't left with country because of the conditions of service. Where even last month, one of them even commit suicide. Part of that have been part of the reason we're committing suicide, we make it commit suicide, because of the conditions of service under the government of Sierra Leone. So let we not make like for say the miners then are Koidu their own problem. Now some kind of special problem. This not a problem across the country, right? What is my point? My point here is that the problem within a Koidu, it is across the country. What to make the one in a Koidu important past everybody where they pan shitty work conditions in our country. What to make all manner of vex for the terrible working conditions in the entire country. Right now, I they talk to you, so you go na government office, what's not the toilets not there. You go na government school, what's not the toilets not there. I know because I sit on a board of education organization where we they build school. We know what is there at last mile communities, even in school centers, what's not the toilets not they work. Conditions of service poor across the country. I think say the first lady they well within the rights for raise invoice for in people them. But what is going on in Koidu is not special, not exclusive. Why is their situation more special than everybody else's? The other issue that people have brought up was like, wait to make the first lady involved. The reality is like, because the first lady in office not ever gets like not so like formal office, like how other offices established with an act. Honestly, nothing or the way you go say prevents the first lady for participate or do something where you feel for do, because she's not bound by any kind guidelines other than any citizen. Right? She's not an elected official. She's not an appointed official. So I think one thing we're very important at the country. Now for like government, lawmakers they need for actually officially create the office of the first lady. Right? Then put budget to the office of the first lady. Then give her a mandate. Right? Then they set conditions of service and officially employ the first lady like how any other government employee they. So then governments can get way for manage the office of the first lady. But without anything legal for bind the office, you cannot say the first lady not for involve in anything. So we need for formalize that in one issue. Not just for this first lady, for the office in general. So subsequent first ladies the way come, then some can get some kind way for guide, waiting that they do. Right? So now that's been really one for highlights. Like this Koidu, people and they act like, oh, speaking for Koidu, like for say the Koidu situation as some kind anomaly. That Koidu situation, then I know the situation for all manners alone. Let's be really honest. Public workers or workers in private companies or most people, this is just a fact. What to make Koidu so special? What to make Koidu so special? Why is it so special? If the government want to fix the labor disputes, na Ministry of Labor, na government's work, Ministry of Mines, na una work around there. Why are you guys not doing your jobs? Wait to make una left onto the first lady. The other thing that happened is this thing with the properties that have been connected to the first lady's family. And, you know, I don't know if it's blackmail. I don't know if it's true. I haven't been to the Gambia for go check myself. I not see no deed with the first lady in name. Waiting una see, na ya see. What I do know, based on past events, you know, where ACC can they do investigations now from the past. Looking at the past only, what I know historically, about politicians in Sierra Leone. What I know historically, not so now, in the history of time of politicians in Sierra Leone, what I know is that politicians in Sierra Leone, where then they get money, where the money boku, then can they pass them through their family member. Where then they give contracts, then they pass on to their family member, then companies. Where then they bill us, because then cannot go do that declaration at ACC. Where then they bill us, the us they under them. This are in the past though, not so now. I don't know about now. In the past. In the past. Past. Past tense. That's what I know about. That happens in Sierra Leone. That happens in Sierra Leone all the time. People then they get property, then put out a person name. That is in the past. About this one, I don't know. What I know is what everybody else knows that has been in the report. If the report is blackmail, I don't know. But as the media, as a member of the media in Sierra Leone, it is your right or your responsibility to let people know that this is out there. So a lot of you, anybody who post body still not vex, you get angry as if now we self go do the investigation. But one thing I should say about SLPP supporters, unlike APC supporters, if this had be APC term, then go don't cost mommy say. SLPP supporters, I respect you guys. Una they cost mama. Now argue, argue. You are arguing, you don't argue with the comments. And I prefer that day. I prefer that day to the baby because if it be APC term, I remember APC during, I've been talking about Ebola during APC term. Ebola corruption. Then they'll cost me, mama. Where I've been talk about the Commission for Inquiry. APC, they'll cost me, mama. So SLPP, I just want to say that like, you guys are very well behaved. Really, you know, you will come and speak English under my comments. Nobody really cost mama. So I have to give you guys that one. I have to give you guys that one. You are using allegedly and this, and proof and that's classy. Very classy. I like it. Respect. I like it very much. The bottom line is this, right? Like, I think moving forward, we really need to the government needs to turn the office of the First Lady into a real office, right? One that is an act established by Parliament, one that has, because the office of the First Lady, they work, right? It gets staff. I know say right now, he kind of day inside the office of the President, but it's fine for let them pull and a do because that way they as citizens then know say, okay, I can go to the office of the First Lady for these needs and these services. And also we know what the First Lady's roles and responsibilities are. But I can imagine also that it is not unprecedented that people with the old government office or when our government people then they participate in protest or activism. Right now, somebody's asking why are the reports coming out at this time. Honestly, I thought that I don't know why, you know, it could be that usually when they do then kind of so then can they do the reports for the research and investigation for years and years and years and years. I mean not years, months, right? Or sometimes years, months, that they compile the information. It is possible that the journalist and the publication, when they saw that the First Lady was trending about this Koidu thing, then they thought it would get them a lot more clicks. It's probably an editorial decision. It could be an editorial decision. Like, oh, all man, they talk about the First Lady right now. That's the way they work on. They are not release them. You understand what I mean? It's possible that they wanted to use this opportunity to benefit from the attention that the First Lady is getting. It's also possible that gets no relationship whatsoever. They mean just don't plan for pull out yesterday. Then pull out yesterday. Is the timing bad? Absolutely. Right? It's not bad for the publication, but it's bad for this other issue in Sierra Leone because it makes it look some kind of way. But I know say then kind thing there, so not a one day article then go dog right. Where I go look the article, you see say they don't access boku files, documents, interviews. They contacted the first lady for a statement. They contacted her family members for statements. Those who gave statements, they include them. Meaning that that means that the first lady knew this article was coming. Because they reach out to them for comments, give comments. Members of the family who were discussed in the article, mentioned the article, comments are included in the article. So they knew this was coming, right? This organization will publish this article, not to Saloni Day. Now, I think is it Amsterdam? Now, Europe's on side, right? Some people are saying that now the Octia people in Koidu, now they do this. I went and checked because when I saw the timing, I also thought, this is too close. I went to check and this is a legit, the people who do the reports, they're legit. They're legit in the sense that they've been established in 2007.
Plenty thank you where you don't take your time for listening. Not forget to yourself can tell we all what you think about this down in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and stay tuned to Salon News Daily. News at your fingertip. Stay blessed.